Things off. Mandy, once again, thank you for joining us here today. Just overall, what is it like there in preseason in Spain as we get ready for a very busy January?
Yeah, the vibes are really high over here in Spain. We had a little issue with the weather before, but now the rain has stopped and the sun is shining. So spirits are high. The intensity of training, we've kind of picked up where we left off. No really re-entry, just kind of hit the ground running with having the competition coming up real soon.
What was it like having going into this off season after the highs of winning the championship the way that Gotham did?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great victory to be had at the end of season, kind of like capping off, what a tough and tumultuous season that it was with all of our travel and busy schedule. So that was a great feeling to kind of go into it, knowing how hard we worked throughout the year to have that be our ending, with a new beginning quickly around the corner. So I know going into off season, we had some packets, some plans for players to keep their fitness up since it wouldn't be a normal off season. It's kind of just like a mini break. So that way when we're coming back, everyone can be ready.
All right, we will start opening it up because I know we have a lot of people here itching to talk. Sean, we'll start with you and just a remembrance for everyone to raise your hand so that I know to call on you.
Thank you, Sean McCaffrey, Soccer Long Island Magazine. We were actually backstage, so to speak, when you were drafted. We were brought in by one of your owners. Now you're going to Spain. You're getting ready for England. So we've seen even before you were there how the team was, how it is today. I mean, what percent, how many hundreds of a percent increase have you experienced in your time with your team?
Um, God, that's a hard question to answer because it's kind of hard to count, the changes and the improvements this club has made over my tenure with the team, in 10 years now. So I've seen a lot of growth with the club, and yeah, I think we're always looking to improve, always looking to build, and I know that's one of our mottos, but I think it's something that we really like to actually put our money where our mouth is in that way of just like always looking to be better in every aspect.
Thank you, Sean. We'll open it up to Jonathan.
Thanks, Megan. Hi, Mandy. It's Jonathan Tannenwald of the Philadelphia Inquirer. What for you is the significance of this tournament, and what would it mean to potentially play Arsenal in a championship game on their turf that has some real stakes in it?
Yeah, good question. This competition is huge. Being at Gotham, we want to excel and we want to be the best. And to be the best, you kind of have to play the best, and that means playing top competition around the globe. And with being in this competition, that allows us to really play other teams to test our mettle against, great teams from other countries. And yeah, so we're ready for it. We've been preparing. This hasn't been just like the last few weeks type of preparation. We've been, preparing and having this in our head since we kind of started this competition. This is where we want to be, competing to be in the semis, competing to be in the finals, competing to raise another trophy, and that's kind of the standard here at Gotham. We want to be not only the first to win these top types of competitions, but to continue that legacy and coming back and fighting for championships.
It's no secret. It's been discussed in the last few weeks. Some of these rankings of players around the world by the big international outlets that have come out have stuck some of the American players fairly low in them. I think there's probably some disagreement with that on this side of the Atlantic. And we over here who see the NWSL every week know what the level is. People from the outside, they see what the level is too. And when you guys see something like that, is there any motivation in your minds to have a little chip on your shoulders and say, hey, they don't think very highly of us. Let's go prove them wrong?
I feel like it's definitely motivation, but it's also not at the forefront of everyone's minds. At the end of the day, we are competitive, we are athletes, so we want to, put our best performance out there every time we step out on the field. So what doubters say, what non-believers say, I think kind of just like rolls off the shoulders a little bit. We know how tough this league is, how competitive every game is. You see it at the end of season with the table being as close as it is. And so in regards to like individual disappointments, again, we know the quality of players that we have within the US on Gotham specifically as well. And so yeah, really proud of all the players that made it on there. And as far as their depth on the chart, you just gotta, play and have that be your reason.
Thank you, Jonathan. We'll pass it off to Louise.
Hi, Luis Rodriguez from the De La Línea podcast here. What is the mindset you carry into the big matches? You know, in Gotham is the competition at the high levels, high international level.
Yeah, the mentality that we bring, I think we just want to be, I feel like keep reiterating and the club reiterates, we want to be the best and we want to put in top quality performances and not just win games, but win games playing the way that Gotham plays, which is super aggressive, which is creative, which is very fluid, and bring that mentality into every game, every training session. Training sessions are typically like harder than the game sometimes with how competitive this group is and the quality that we have on the team. So the performance part, the game part is the fun part of when you kind of get to show all the hard work that you've been working on throughout the week.
What does it mean to represent Gotham FC and NWSL and the scale like a women's champion competition?
Yeah, it means a lot to represent this crest. Every time we step out on the field, at least for me personally, I'm playing for, my younger self. I'm playing for my teammates. I'm playing for my friends and my family that support me, my coaches. So it definitely means a lot to represent, this club, to represent what this club stands for, to represent New York and New Jersey. So there's a lot of pressure I feel to perform and to win to perform and to win games, but that's also again just the reality of being a professional athlete at this level.
Thank you.
All right, and then to Sean.
Good morning, Manny. Here from New York. I know it's obviously evening time over in Spain. I know that the best players are often an extension of the coaching staff, and building culture is such a huge part of what Gotham is about. I'm sure you remember back in 2017 when you were integrated into the team. Is it a great joy for you now as a veteran player to be able to help build the culture and help integrate the young players with this team? And how have you been going about doing that in this camp?
Yeah, I was just talking to Yael this afternoon just about, where we came from, how we've seen the club grown from her as a player to now a GM to me as being a rookie in 2017, playing with Sky Blue to who Gotham is now. And it's been an evolution for sure. Um, Yeah, just enjoying the journey. It's been a hard fought one to have the resources, the recognition that the club has now. But I think we're better for it, and I think the club is really pushing not only the soccer aspect, but also the global aspect of the club and who we want to be in the standings of, the rest of the teams. And so yeah, every year is a push, every year is a drive, wanting to grow, wanting to be better.
Thank you, Sean. To Jonathan Lehman.
Hi, Mandy, Jonathan Lehman of the New York Post. Apologies if this is repeating anything. I missed the first minute, but I wanted to ask you how the past couple months have been. Like, did you get any time off after the title celebrations? What did that look like? And how have you had to adjust your maybe normal off-season routine just with this kind of camp happening now and the crunch of everything?
Yeah, the last couple of months have been a little bit of a whirlwind. We had a lot of international travel towards the end of season, then going into championship weekend. So I've had a solid 3 weeks, and I don't even say off, I say away from standard team training, because we still got to keep up the training. So having a few days to myself, really just enjoying the time with my family down in sunny Florida because I could not do the cold in Jersey for my off season. And yeah, just training really hard to get back into it because again, we knew that this was coming up and we want to be prepared and not have it be a restart, but this is just a continuation of last season.
And if I could just quickly follow up, like how have you noticed the energy or the motivation in the team coming off a title run like that? Like, is it easier to get kind of ramped back up? Is it harder because you were just playing 2 weeks ago? How have you been kind of feeling that in the group?
Yeah, I think the energy is pretty high. We've kind of hit the ground running with the intensity of training being where it needs to be, knowing that we have to be ready for, a full game soon. And yeah, we're not satisfied. Like we won the championship, but we're not satisfied with where we ended in the seeding. And so that's something that we definitely want to improve this year, and that kind of starts now, building the foundation for not only winning this competition, but carrying that over into season. So, that means getting the new players that we have in camp on board with, our playing style, with the connection and the culture of the team, and also just like fixing the little things that we felt could have improved our standings last year as well.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Jan and then we will wrap with hi, Chim. And I apologize if I said that wrong.
Hi, good morning, Mandy. It's Jan Tellez here from the Spanish news agency Agencia F. Nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you about your personal relation with the coach, Juan Carlos Amorós, and also between the relation between Juan Carlos among all the team. Thank you.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like I have a unique experience with Juan, having been here from kind of the start of his tenure at Gotham. And I had a conversation with him towards the end of last year of just seeing his growth as a coach. It's not always easy to come in with the level of talent and experience that we have and be able to take a lot of feedback. So in that regards, I think he's done a good job of kind of managing that, the high expectations that the players have, and how we want to push, how we want trainings to be. We're a very demanding group, but we demand excellence out of each other and the coaching staff and all around, as well as they demand excellence out of us. So being able to take that on board is no easy task as a coach and a manager. So I think he's done a really good job of managing that. And yeah, as well as I think that goes kind of hand in hand with his relationship with the players and the staff. I think he really values the staff members that we have and making sure that everyone's kind of, on board with our game plan and how we communicate that to the players. And I think again, it's just when you get to this high level of professionalism, it's how you manage feedback and expectations and experience. And I think that's always a balance that we're continuing to grow and continuing to nourish.
Hi, Mandy. How are you doing? So I know you love thrift shopping. So have you been to any like the memorable the thrift stores in Hudson County, like in Hoboken and Jersey City, maybe even Bayonne?
Mhm. I have been to a few in like the Hoboken area. Second Street Market is one that I've been to a few times. There's a few. I'm not gonna gatekeep, but there I try to the more chaotic the thrift store, the vintage store, the better for me. I like being able to find like, the really special pieces amongst all of the chaos. So the less curated, the better for me. But yeah, so still looking to find more, whether that's in Jersey. I'm willing to travel for it. So if people have any good, ideas or good places, feel free to let me know.